Alright, for the last video I'm going to just go over what's in a couple of these small stuff sacks. If you go to our blog, there's a spreadsheet with all the weights, so I won't try to get bogged down too much with all the weights. This is the little possibles bag that I keep in one of the waist pockets, and another one of those little hair ties I talked about. Light little cloth to clean glasses. Have glasses. Neither Sassafras and I can see a foot in front of our face without them, so we do need them. These are little business cards that talk about our hike with the blog and the YouTube channel, and we'll hand those out to people that are interested on the hike. Just a little bit of paper to take notes. Vitamin I, ibuprofen, got to have it. Guess the fourth thing I can't hike without, need ibuprofen. A few Benadryl. Helps sleep, especially the first couple days. Fine point Sharpie for taking notes. Tried the little stub pencil, but for the long run, for something to write with, I think that's the way to go. Earplugs for the shelter. A few caffeine tablets. We like to get up in the morning and eat quickly and get going. Sassafras doesn't like sitting around, so a cup of hot coffee is not in the equation. So I am a coffee drinker, so at least at the beginning, a caffeine tablet instead of a cup of coffee in the morning to prevent the headache, and either keep on using them, or a lot of times I just at about the third or fourth day I'm done with them and we're good to go. A few more of those hair ties, can't have enough of those. A few band-aids for emergencies on the trail. This is a little glasses case. Or not a glasses case, glass strap, and put those on our glasses when we're hiking, because when you sweat they seem to slip, and it just helps keep them on your face. This is our headlamp. It's Petzl Tika Plus 2. Like it because it's got the it's bright. It's 70 lumens. You can night hike with it. It's got the red light for the shelter. We use the little Petzl E-lights. You know, they weigh an ounce, but I think it's 7 lumens, and as I said, I'm going to be old and my vision isn't what it used to be. This year I had a hard time finding it to the privy in the middle of the night with that one, so I just needed a brighter light, so we both have that. And then this is just a small knife. You don't need much more than this. This is probably overkill, but for cutting pepperoni and summer sausage and that kind of thing, I find this is the best knife for me. Sassafras uses the little Swiss Army, the smallest one they make. I think it's an ounce, and it's got scissors, which we use. That's what we use the most, and it's got tweezers and a small blade and a file, and that's probably more useful than that. So instead of carrying 2 of those, we carry one each. Next is our cook kit. I think I said it weighed 9 ounces. So there's the mess sack, and that helps it dry out. What we're going with this year, but other years we used the canister stove, and I've done alcohol stoves and all that other business, but Sassafras wants to have her own cook kit, so we have 2 and they're identical. This is a little cozy that we put everything in, and that's made out of that same dollar store windshield sun protector. It's really light. You don't need anything more than that. You don't need the aluminum on both sides, and it's the lightest and it works well. Most food cooks in the pot anyways with just the heat. We end up using this more just because the pot's a little warm when we're eating, and there's a lid too that goes on top, and that's inside there. So for a pot, we're using the Kmart grease pot. I had these for years. Because we're using the stove, we're using a water bottom pot. Works out best. I've used a lot of different pots, but you know, it's light, it's cheap, it works well. It's tall enough that it doesn't boil over when you're cooking things. Like if you're cooking macaroni and cheese, you can cook a whole pack of macaroni and cheese in here and not worry about it overflowing. And like I said, you have enough room to eat. And the lid, we took the knob off, and just a little piece of paracord on there is what works. Our stove is just a Super Cat stove, just a cat food can with holes punched in it. Less than an ounce of alcohol, boils 2 cups of water every time. Simple, idiot-proof, works every time. I swear by it. a small little piece of bandana for cleaning up afterwards if needed. A luxury item I've cut down and drilled out, and like I said, I don't think this is even 0.2 ounces on our scale. Sassafras and I both have one, and it's just the cheap aluminum pot holders that I cut to short as possible and drilled as many holes as I could, and it hardly registers on the scale, but it makes a difference, you know, especially with sassafras. If something's boiling over, if you want to take it off the flame quickly instead of using a bandana, this works well. And so I made one for her, and when I realized how light they were, I put one in my kit. At least to begin with, we have a little 1 ounce measuring cup to be smart with our fuel. To keep our alcohol, this year we're going with 2 4-ounce, at least to start with, these Nalgene bottles. Mark them as fuel so you don't mix them up with anything else, and they do not leak. So for the point whatever ounce more than it is for like a Coke bottle, or I think that's really the way to go. And I have another one of those in our food bag kit, and I'll show you that. Just a box of matches and a lighter, the pot itself, and then this is just aluminum windscreen that I made out of actually aluminum oven liner pan, and that helps. That is the wind block, and that works well. And the last thing is just another piece of that same type of material for the bottom. If you're cooking in a shelter, it just helps the stove not heat up, so you'll see those burn rings, and just think that's bad manners. So I have that. Or if I'm cooking on the ground and don't want to ignite the ground, that little extra makes a difference. So we're talking about food. It's our food bag. Went with a little bigger food bag this year, and this is the Sea to Summit Ultralight, and so I think we'll fit all our food in here. As far as food goes for breakfast, I never get tired of Pop-Tarts. And my little thing on Pop-Tarts, everybody says they get crushed. I keep them in the box. The box weighs a little bit more, but as I take the pack of Pop-Tarts out, I put something else in there, ramens or hot chocolate packets, whatever I have, just keep on filling up the box. I never get crushed, and they're easy to eat. And something I can eat early and quickly in the morning and get going, and like that. Snacks, you know, granola bars, power bars, Snicker bars, all those kind of things. And then little fruit snacks. Sassafras loves fruit bars and fruit roll-ups, and those work out. They're light and easy. And then for lunch, it's usually peanut butter or something on a pita, and supper is, you know, the coarse sides or ramen noodles. I like the ramen noodles with a little bit of peanut butter and kind of maybe a little hot sauce, and that's that. You know, the Mountain House gets expensive if you use it all the time, so that's basically what we eat. So we'll just go through here. We do like hot chocolate, and so all this is a plastic cup that frosting came with, and a little cozy I made out of the same windshield reflector business, and I think it weighs 0.6 ounces, and so it's the lightest cup thing I've ever come up with, and I think it's great, and it's just nice to have something to drink out of. This is one of those other Nalgene bottles. In this we put olive oil or canola oil in, and that just gives you some extra calories, and especially with sassafras being so thin, I really want to make sure that and her appetite's not huge even when she's hiking for weeks. It helps get a little extra calories. Because toothpaste has smell in it, our toothpaste and toothbrush, and a little toothbrush with the handle cut off so it fits. Little Lennox spoon. Don't need anything else to eat with. The other fuel bottle would be in the cook kit, and excuse me. The last thing we have in there is our Bear line, and it's the Zing It line, and it's really it's lightweight, and it's lighter and stronger, and it's slicker than paracord. And I really think it's the way to go, and you don't use it often, but it's worth having, and the weight's on the weight list, and used it last year and it worked out pretty good, and 40 feet's more than enough. So that's that, and then the last thing is my bag with everything else in it, and I'll go through that quickly. This is my camera electronics. It's got some extra memory cards, and the plan is to send those memory cards home every 2 weeks with Kylie's doing a paper journal for school, and I'll send those home to my wife, and she'll download them and put them with pictures, and the pictures and the videos together. And 2 extra batteries, the wall charger that I talked about, and a stick pick for the camera, so we can do some camera work with that. And the weight of all that's on the list. This is the radio that I got. I'm an old man. I really don't have a wide music selection. I'd actually rather listen to talk radio at the end of the day. It helps me relax and wind down after a long day of hiking. And this is a Sony, and it's listed on my blog as well. It's less than 2 ounces. It runs on one single A battery. It's got such good reception. It's really worth it. It was under 40 bucks on Amazon, and I really recommend it. And I think it's for me, it's perfect. And then this is the wall charger and cord charger, and a couple extra batteries for my phone. And never had a smartphone before, but I got a Samsung Galaxy S3, and hope to do the blogging on that, and quick video updates, mostly on the camera, but we can do some on-trail downloads with this. And phone, and got the 2012 AT Companion on there that I bought last year. But primarily go with the 2013 AWOL's AT guide, which I think is the best guide by far. And we got 2 of them, one for my wife to use at home, and one for us that we cut in half and took the covers off. And so, well worth it. I got one of those little silicone gel packs in there, just to because my understanding is that cell phones, what's going to get them is any moisture. So that's in there. It's a little wallet that my wife got me, and we'll keep our cash and bank card and credit card, cash station card in there, and some cash. And Sassafras got her ID, and she'll bring that as well. And basically that's it. A few more things. First aid kit, got ibuprofen and Tylenol and Benadryl, some moleskin, some Band-Aids, a small tube of super glue for cuts, some hydrocortisone. Sassafras bug bites, she really gets a reaction, so we really end up going through quite a bit of cortisone cream, so I'll bring that. Some rubber gloves. I'm a nurse, so I like to have at least enough to take care of minor emergencies. So it doesn't weigh much, but there's more than enough in there, and I think it's worth it. This is a repair kit, duct tape, spare batteries, a tiny compass, and I have a needle in there and some floss for thread, and then to back squeeze the Sawyer squeeze filter. I just epoxy 2 pop tops together and drilled a hole, and have a couple extra hose washers in there, because those are what fall out on those Sawyer squeeze. So it doesn't register on my scale, but it's worth having to clean out, especially in an emergency. You can backwash with clean water. And then this is just I think it's 10 feet of that braided mason line. I used it for bear bagging for many years, and it's a little thin, and it might damage the trees, and it can get stuck easier. So we went the heavier Dyneema Zinget line this year, but it's all you need for clothesline or anything. And that's that. And a small dollar store ShamWow type deal, and use that to dry off if you need it, but more than not, it's to clean up the condensation or any water that might be inside your tent. Another thing that we've used is if the stream crossing's pretty deep and we don't want to wear our Crocs, take our socks off and the insoles out of our shoes, walk across with them, stick these inside your shoes just for a second, maybe even stick your foot in it, and it sucks almost all the water out, and then you put your dry socks and your dry insoles in them, and you hike away, and you're good to go. It's a bug net, less than 0.2 ounces, and we'll use that for sure. Spare glasses, the drilled holes in the case, trying to cut down weight, and then another pair just like this. And like I said, neither Sassafras or I can see at all without them, so we have to have them. It's not an option. Can't be halfway through the hike and not have some. A couple of those extra business cards, and then finally 2 bread bags and a few more of those hair ties. And the bread bags, 1,001 uses. You can use them from garbage. What I've used them before though is freezing, sleeting rain, we have the fleece gloves on, and your hands just can't stay warm. You slide those over in conditions like that. It cuts down the wind and it'll keep your feet warm. Used them in deep snow and put them on my over my socks, inside my shoes. When it's been really cold, probably won't need to do that on this trip, but they're worth having. And so I think that's everything. I hope you'll find that these series of videos were somewhat useful. At least you can compare what you're going to bring and what I'm going to bring. So thank you for watching.